So good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for being with us today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ollie Belcher, the founder and CEO of Shivia, and I'm absolutely delighted that we have around 150 people joining us today for our virtual field trip to India. Even though COVID has been incredibly challenging for us all in many ways, it has also forced us to embrace technology, and as a result, we can take many more of you to meet our farmers in West Bengal virtually than we could have physically. This will, of course, be subject to internet connection actually working today in the villages of West Bengal, but I've got my fingers crossed. So now it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you some of our wonderful team in India. I will start with our two leads in Calcutta, who many of you know, Joe Rao and Chandrani Banerjee. They have both worked with us now for 10 years and are responsible for all the work on the ground. Joe?
Hello everyone, I am Joe.
Hi, Joe. And Chandrani?
Hi, I'm Chandrani Banerjee. Hello.
Now, poor Chandrani has just recovered from COVID, so I'm particularly grateful that she is here with us today. So just to set the agenda for today, for the next hour or so, I'm going to first take you to Calcutta by train and out to the villages of Bengal. And then Joe will show you our agricultural program, and then Chandrani will show you our poultry program. We won't have time, sadly, for our third program, goat farming, but hopefully we can see that another time. And at the end, we'll then come back to the office for a general Q&A for those of you who have time to stay on. So just before we start our journey, I have a poll for you to participate in so that we can all think about and focus on the scale of poverty still in India today. The question is, there are 1.3 billion people in India, of which 99 million live in West Bengal. And just for context, only 68 million live in the UK. So how many of those 99 million people live below the poverty line? If you can all start voting. And the votes are coming in. Okay, excellent. Tori, can you share the result with us?
The answer is 20 million people.
20 million people. So the numbers are staggering. 20 million people in Bengal still live below the poverty line, which shows the need for an organisation like Shivia to help some of these extremely poor families. So let's start our train journey from Calcutta to the villages to see where some of them live. So I hope that gives you a sense of what the journey might feel like. And for those of you who have done it, a reminder of the crowds, the energy, the hustle and bustle, and then the peace of the villagers. So Joe, I'm going to hand over to you now, please, to explain the agriculture and how we've helped those 5,000 farmers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen across the globe. Thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule and attending this webinar. It means a lot to us. So let me start with what the program is all about. The farmers that we work with are very small and marginal farmers who do not have their own land. They take the land on lease from the other farmers and they do the farming. And these small farmers have two challenges. One is that their cost of production is going up every year. And two, the yield is falling every year. And because of these two challenges, it is becoming unviable for the farmers to continue the farming. So they are migrating to the cities in search of better opportunities. So when we saw these challenges, we came up with a 5-step strategy which will help us to solve these two problems of the farmer. The first thing that we do is we get the farmers into small groups, about 15 to 25 farmers in each group, and we do the soil testing for these farmers. The soil testing ensures that the soil has the right nutrients and right amount of nutrients for the crop which the farmer wants to grow. The second thing that we do is these small groups of 15 to 25 farmers, we connect them to the wholesale input suppliers like seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, etc. So this again helps in cutting down the cost for the farmer. The third thing that we do is we open the bank accounts for the farmers as a group. And every month, these farmers deposit small amounts of money into the bank. And the bank gives an interest about 3% per annum. So what the farmers can do is during the harvesting season or during their plantation season, they can get the money from the bank and use it for their harvesting purposes. The fourth thing that we do is moving the farmers away from using chemical fertilizers and pesticides to biopesticides and biofertilizers. Not only that, we also train these farmers on how to make these biofertilizers and biopesticides at home itself. It's a very, very low cost approach where they just need cow dung and cow urine, few different types of leaves, jaggery, etc. So this has two advantages. One is, of course, the environment, because they were using chemicals and fertilizers and pesticides. We are now doing the biochemicals and biopesticides. So that's very good for the environment. And two, it is again cutting down the cost because now they don't need to buy the biopesticides and fertilizers. They're actually making it in their own farms. And the next thing that we do is government linkages. Government has many programs for the farmers. It could be seeds, fertilizers, many training programs for the farmers, crop insurance, etc., which the farmers are not aware of it. So what we do is we connect these farmers to those programs. So this again cuts down the cost of production and also increase the knowledge for the farmers because there are many training programs for the farmers. What we have seen is that in the last 3-4 years, the farmers have been able to cut down the cost of production anywhere between 15 to 25%. The yields have gone up anywhere between 25 to 35, 40%. And overall, the profits have gone up anywhere between 30 to 50% per annum. With the money that they are saving, the excess money that they're making now, they are taking more land on lease for agriculture purposes. So that is what our agriculture program is all about. And now I'll play a video. I think Victoria will be playing the video, which I had shot 4 weeks ago. Hi, my name is Joe Rao, and I am part of Shivya team. And I'm currently here today in Shundia. And I would like to show you the benefits of our agriculture program. I have with me Partho, who is the supervisor of this location. And he takes care of all the 3 programs. The first is the poultry program, the second is our agriculture program, and the third our goat program. This is Gaur. He is our agriculture LSP, livelihood service provider. He is the one who goes into the fields and gets the farmers together and form groups. And one of the benefits of our agriculture program is the government linkage. Now, what is a government linkage? There are many programs of the government like free fertilizers, free supply of seeds, various training programs, Kisan credit cards, crop insurance, etc. But these farmers are not aware of this. So what we do is we connect our farmers to these programs so that our farmers can benefit from this. And one of the benefits of this is this vermicompost pit. This pit we got from the government for our group of farmers. The government people came and actually built this pit for them, and they also supplied the earthworms. What our farmers have to do is they have to collect the dry twigs of plants, bushes, cow dung, and put it into this along with the earthworms. And in 1 month, the vermicompost is ready. Of course, the farmers have to also put the vegetable scrap that is left over from the farmers. And within 1 month, the vermicompost is ready. And this can be used in the farmers' fields as fertilizers. This is very nutritious for the crop. Now, what we will do is we'll show you some of the compost. Go. If you see the compost closely, there are a lot of earthworms in this. And this actually decomposes the plants. Chalo. Now what we will do is, we will go to the fields where this vermicompost has been used. So let us go to the fields. Okay, if you see the fields on my left, this belongs to our farmer, and this is where that vermicompost has been used as a biofertilizer. On my right is another field, but this does not belong to our farmer. And this both are paddy fields. I don't know if the camera can catch this, but there is a big difference in growth between our farmer's paddy and not our farmer's paddy. So you can see the difference in the growth itself by using the vermicompost. Now what I'll do is I'll show you the number of stems in each bunch. Gaur. Now if you see the number of stems in each bunch, let me count those bunches. Gaur.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17.
17. Another one. और एक तो गिन लो.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay, so one bunch had 17, another bunch had 18. Now not our farmers. Bunch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. और एक.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. Now you see the difference. I mean, our farmers have, in one bunch, there are about 16, 17 stems in one bunch, whereas this has got 6, 7, 8 stems in one bunch. That is the second difference. Now let us see the paddy. The paddy has started coming out, and in one bunch, you can see the volume of paddy in each bunch of our farmers. Now let us compare that with not our farmers in one bunch. See, this is the growth of not our farmer. Now let me try to get this closer and see if you can catch the difference in the volume, the number of paddy in each bunch. There is a big difference between our farmers' paddy and not our farmers' paddy. So you can see there are already three differences. One is the growth of the plant, second is the number of stems in each bunch, and third is the volume of paddy in each bunch. So the harvesting season will be next month, and as far as I can see, there will be at least 30 to 40% more growth or more yield compared to not our farmer. So now what I'll do is I'll call the farmer who's actually used the vermicompost in this pit, who is a farmer in our group. Dada. Okay. So this is our farmer. Dada, apnar naam ki bole?
Shankar Mandal.
So his name is Shankar Mandal, and let me ask him a few questions about the vermicompost and how he's done this. Dada, এর আগে আপনি vermicompost use করেছিলেন না এটা প্রথমবার?
না, এই প্রথমবার করে।
Okay, he's saying that before he's never used vermicompost, he's only used chemical fertilizer. এর আগে chemical fertilizer কিনতেন তো?
হ্যাঁ।
So before this he used to buy chemical fertilizer from the market, but this time this is the first time he used the vermicompost from the field. তো আপনি কিছু ডিফারেন্স দেখছেন এর থেকে আর এর আগে থেকে? এখন যে এটা করেছে এর আগে থেকে
জৈব সার দিয়ে এখন একটু ধান বেশি হচ্ছে, সবজিও ভালো হচ্ছে, আর ওই রাসায়নিক সারে ভালো হচ্ছিল না।
Okay, he is saying that when he was using the chemical fertilizers, the growth was not good and there was less yield. Now after he heard about our program, he joined this program and he started using this vermicompost, and he is noticing a big difference between the growth and yield this time compared to previous years. Of course, the harvesting season is not over yet. It will be over by end of November. তো আপনি এখন কত জৈব সার ইউজ করছেন আর কত কেমিক্যাল ইউজ করছেন আপনি?
এখন ওই জৈব সার 20 কেজি মতন দিয়েছি।
আচ্ছা,
দেয়ার রাসায়নিক অল্প দিয়েছি, 4-5 কেজি মতন।
আগে কত দিতেন?
আগে 25-30 কেজি করে দিতে হতো, না দিলে ধান উঠবেই না।
Okay, so roughly he is saying that about 60 to 70% he's used bio, and about 25 to 30% he used chemical fertilizers. So this is his second year he joined our program. So it's been about 2 years. So you can see the difference here between our farmers paddy and not our farmers paddy. দাদা আপনি এটা দেখছেন যে এটা আপনি খুশি?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, এটা তো এবারে ভালো হয়েছে।
So he is saying that he is very happy that he joined this program and used the vermicompost. Now he realized that so much better compared to using the chemical fertilizers which he had to buy from the market. Whereas this he can actually make it here in the vermicompost pit. আচ্ছা দাদা, এখন তো একটু বেশি হবে তো ধান?
হ্যাঁ, এখন
ওটা যে বেশি হবে আপনি বিক্রি করে কি করবেন আপনি?
ওই ধানটা ধরো 12 থেকে 13 বস্তা ধান হয়, বিক্রি করে দেওয়া হয়।
হ্যাঁ,
দিয়ে নিজের বাড়িতে খরচা খাচ্ছি যা থাকে করা হয়।
আচ্ছা,
কিছু পয়সা করে এদিক ওদিক ব্যাংকে ট্যাঙ্কে দেওয়া রাখা হয়।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা।
আর ওই রাসায়নিক সারে তো 8 থেকে 9 বস্তা ধান হতো না।
আচ্ছা,
আরো জমি খারাপ হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
আচ্ছা, এখন কত হবে মনে হচ্ছে আপনাকে?
এখন তো 12 থেকে 13 বস্তা হবে।
Okay, he is saying that previously he used to get about 7 to 8 bags or 7 to 8 sacks of paddy in 1 bigha of land. Now he is expecting at least 12 to 14 bags of paddy from this field. So I was asking him what he's going to do with the money that he will get from this. He's saying that this is the first time I'll be depositing some money in the bank, putting some money in the bank for my future. Thank you. So this is one of our farmers in the group, and his name is Taraknath Baidya, and he's in the group for almost 2 years now, and this is his brinjal field. And if you see the leaves, so big and so much green and fresh. The fruits, the flowers are there and the fruits are coming slowly. The fruits are coming slowly. It will take some time. It will take another 10 days for the fruits to slowly come out. And then now we will move to another farm, which is about 2 fields from here. And I'm going to show you that crop and see the difference between our farmer crop and not our farmer crop. Now let's move to another farmer's field. This is another brinjal field, but it belongs to some other farmer. He is not in our group. And if you see the difference in the leaves, the size of the plant, and you hardly see any flowers, and if you see the leaves, they are drying up, and we don't see any flowers or any fruits coming out. So that is a big difference between our farmer crop and not our farmer crop. And as per our farmer, he is expecting at least 50 to 60% more crop than this. আপনাকে লাগছে যে এখান থেকে ওটা ফলন বেশি হবে? আপনাকে লাগছে যে এখান থেকে ওটা ফলন বেশি হবে? আপনার
এর থেকে অনেক আমার বেশি হবে।
So he is saying that my brinjals will be much more compared to this. This is in a very bad situation. তো কত লাগছে আপনাকে যে বেশি হবে এখান থেকে?
এর থেকে আমার মানে ম্যাক্সিমাম 20 কিলো করে বেশি হবে সপ্তাহে। এই তো গাছ মানে রাসায়নিকতে চলে এটা। আমার জৈব পুরো সম্পূর্ণ।
So he is saying that this farmer has actually used all chemical fertilizers, and he is expecting that at least there will be a difference of 20 to 25 kgs per week in terms of output. He will be having more than 20 to 25 kgs of brinjal compared to this farmer. তো আপনার খুশি, আপনি তো খুশি তো?
আমি খুব খুশি। এর তো রাসায়নিক এমনি লোকজনের খেলে করতে হয়, কিন্তু আমার জৈব খেলে মানে শরীরটাকে সবাইকে ভালো থাকবে আরো।
আচ্ছা, so he is saying that he is very happy with our program, and he is also happy. He is saying that what I'll do is I'll keep some of the brinjals for their own consumption, because he's realized that using biofertilizers is good for health also. So he's saying that he'll keep for his own consumption also, and then he will sell the rest. Chalo, apni khushi to? So we finished with the video. So now what we will do is we'll go live into the fields and talk to those same 2 farmers, if the internet permits.
नमस्कार। हाँ सुना।
अच्छा। So everyone, this is our field supervisor for the location Shundia, and with him is the agriculture livelihood service provider ये गौर
नमस्कार।
नमस्कार गौर, नमस्कार. So he is our livelihood service provider for our agriculture program, and now we'll try to meet those same 2 farmers. पार्थो,
यस सर।
वो पैडी वाला फार्मर है ना वहाँ पर?
हाँ है सर।
हाँ, थोड़ा कैमरा उधर लेके आओ।
हाँ सर पूछिए।
हाँ শঙ্কর, ভালো আছেন আপনি?
নমস্কার।
শরীর ভালো আছে? আমি শুনলাম যে শরীর খারাপ ছিল আপনার।
শরীর খারাপ ছিল আগেকার থেকে, এখন একটু ভালো আছে।
Yeah, I am asking that he was not well last week. I mean, he had fever. He went to the doctor, and doctor gave him some wrong medicine, and he had to be admitted in the hospital. So he came back just few days back. So that's just checking with his health. আচ্ছা, আপনার যে ধান ছিল আপনি কি কেটে দিয়েছেন না এখনো আছে?
না, ধান কেটে দিয়েছি।
আচ্ছা, so the paddy field that we saw earlier on, he's already harvested that. So now let me ask him how many sacks of rice did he get from that. দাদা, আপনি কত বোরা পেয়েছেন? ধান কত হলো?
ও 12 থেকে 13 বস্তা মতন পেয়েছে।
আচ্ছা, এখনো বাড়িতে আছে না বিক্রি করে দিয়েছে?
বিক্রি হয়ে গেছে।
না, বিক্রি হয়ে গেছে।
বিক্রি হয়ে গেছে?
বিক্রি হয়ে
হ্যাঁ।
আচ্ছা, so he's saying that he's already harvested the paddy, and he's got about 12 and a half bags of paddy, and I'm asking him whether he sold it or not. He said he just sold it, so I'll just try to find out how much did he get from that. দাদা, কত পেয়েছে ওখান থেকে বিক্রি করে?
ও 1000 টাকা বস্তা বিক্রি করেছি।
1000 টাকা করে বস্তা পেয়েছে। আচ্ছা, এর আগে যখন আপনি করতেন কত বস্তা হতো?
তখন ওই 800।
কত বস্তা হতো? কত বস্তা
আগে ওই হতো 8 বস্তা।
8 বস্তা। আচ্ছা। So he's saying that he sold it for an average about 1000 rupees per bag, So he made 12,500 rupees from that. And I was asking him before he joined our program how many bags of paddy he was making in that 1 bigha of land. So he was saying that he was getting about maximum 8 bags of rice from that land. And now he's got 12 and a half bags of paddy. So that's slightly more than 50% in terms of sacks and money. So দাদা আপনি এখন কি করবেন ও টাকা নিয়ে?
আর ওই টাকা নিয়ে অসুখ করেছিল, কিছু খরচা করেছি আর কিছু আছে।
Acha. So he's saying that he had fallen sick, so he had to spend some money in that, and he still got some money, and he's saying that once he gets well, he will actually go to the bank. I mean, he told me that he'll go to the bank and put that money. আচ্ছা আপনি বলেছিলেন না যে ইয়ে ব্যাংকে জমা করবেন বলে?
জমা কিছু করা হয়েছে আর কিছু আছে। আমার এই এখন ডাক্তারের ওষুধ খাওয়া হচ্ছে তো।
আচ্ছা ডক্টরে খরচা হচ্ছে?
আর কিছু না, উনি বলছে স্যার কিছু ব্যাংকে রাখা হয়েছে আর কিছু ডক্টরের কাছে ট্রিটমেন্টের জন্য খরচা হয়।
Acha. So he's saying he's got some of the money to deposit in the bank, so he's kept some cash if he needs to take any medicines or need to go to the doctor once again. So I was asking him about the various steps that we do, right, from soil testing to bank accounts and moving them from chemical fertilizers to biofertilizers and linkages. What is the best thing that he likes about our program? And he's saying the best thing is about moving away from chemical fertilizers to biofertilizers, and more importantly, making those biofertilizers at home itself. Because before he was not aware of it and he had to buy all that. And this is something that he did not know all his life. So he's learned that now from us. So that's the best thing that he likes about our program.
Namaskar and thank you.
নমস্কার দাদা, আপনার শরীর একটু ডক্টর চলে যান, দেখুন কি হয়েছে, ঠিক আছে? আর আমি আবার আসবো
বলছেন, বলুন।
ঠিক আছে,
আবার আসবো?
হ্যাঁ আমি আসবো, ঠিক আছে।
He's asking Jay to come back and visit him soon.
Yes. নমস্কার তারকনাথ।
বলুন। নমস্কার।
তারকনাথ বৈদ্য।
নমস্কার।
Namaskar. So I'm just asking him whether he's got brinjals now, because the last time when I went to shoot the video, the flowers were blooming, but the fruits were still not there. They were still slowly coming out. So I'm asking him, let's go to the field and show the brinjals if they are there. Yes. So now we can see the fruits. আচ্ছা কত কিলো বিক্রি করেছেন?
50 কিলো মতন হয়েছে।
So I was asking him when did he pluck the brinjals last, because normally brinjals are plucked about once in a week on an average. So he's saying that he plucked the brinjals last time on Sunday, and then I asked him how many kgs of brinjal was it, and he said it's about 50 kgs of brinjals. And then I asked him, like, before joining our program, on an average, how many kgs or kilograms of brinjals were you plucking every week? And his answer was about 30 kgs. Okay, so just one thing I need to tell everybody. What he is saying is that he sold the brinjals at about 30 rupees a kilogram, but he's saying that there are few people who understand this biofertilizers brinjal, who can make out the difference, and they are ready to pay a higher price for that. So now I'm going to ask him what he did with the money. কি হয়েছে আমি শুনতে পাইনি, আবার একটু বলো।
কিছু টাকা দিয়ে, কিছু টাকা মানে যেটা হয়েছিল, কিছু ব্যাংকে লেগেছি, আর কিছু টাকা জমি আরো নিয়েছি, সেই জমিগুলো বেগুন লাগানো হচ্ছে।
So he's saying that he's put little money in the bank and he's got some money in cash right now, and he's looking to take more land on lease right now. I mean, if he gets land 1 or 2 bighas, he's ready to take, because now he's got cash with him. So that's what he wants to do with the extra money that he's able to make every week, because this is an every week thing. So every week he's been able to pluck about 20 kgs of brinjals more compared to before joining our program.
থেকে ভাই এগুলো আগে যে এরকম রাসায়নিক ব্যবহার করলে কি হতো, শরীরে ক্ষতি হতো, অনেক মানে প্রবলেম দেখা দিত, মানে ডর নিতে করতে হতো। জৈব আসার পরেছে কি, জৈব আসার পরে কোনো শরীর খারাপ হতো না, শরীরটাও ভালো আছে, প্লাস মানে জৈব করলে খুব উপকার পাচ্ছি, প্লাস মানে জৈবটা খুব ভালো লাগছে চাষ করতে।
And he is feeling more healthy now. He and his family is feeling more healthy now compared to previously when they were using chemical fertilizers and pesticides. তো তারকনাথ, আপনি আপনি খুশি তো আমার প্রোগ্রাম থেকে?
হ্যাঁ, আমি খুব খুশি, খুব খুশি।
Okay, so he's saying that he's very, very happy. He's very, very happy with our program, especially because of using biopesticides and biofertilizers. Okay.
Thank you very much to everybody at Sundia location. It's fantastic to see you.
Namaskar. Namaste.
Namaskar, Gao. Namaskar, Shantu. Thank you.
Namaskar. Namaskar, Babu. Namaskar.
We're going to move on to our poultry program, and we're going to visit 3 farmers on this program, which we refer to as PDS. And PDS is really Shivia's flagship program. And a couple of times at events here in the UK, when I say, hello, I'm Ollie Belcher or Ollie Donnelly, people respond with, oh, are you the chicken lady? So poultry is what we're known for. And as a quick introduction or recap for those of you who already know about the PDS, in this program, we mainly target women, and we train them how to start and run a poultry enterprise from home. We also provide them with the toolkits, which comprises 10 one-day-old chicks, feed, vaccinations, and medication. And after roughly 2 years, once women have the confidence and knowledge to run the enterprise, we put them into groups so they can then go and get the toolkit parts on their own without the need for our intervention. And they then have a sustainable poultry enterprise. How many chicks do you think we have delivered to the villages of West Bengal since we started poultry in 2011? I think the results are in. So 70% of you said 1 million chicks, 27% 100,000 chicks. And the answer is 1 million chicks. And actually this picture here, which Tori's put on the screen, is one of our very first chicks nearly 11 years ago. So since 2011, as we just said, that's nearly 1 million chicks, which means nearly 100,000 poultry toolkits. And we've delivered these to 15,000 families in over 1,300 villages all around Calcutta. And 370 of these farmers have become poultry farmers completely independently now of Shivia in the last couple of years. And this is something we're really, really very proud of. So I'm now going to hand you over to Chandrani, who will introduce you to some of our farmers, and we can hear their stories. Chandrani, over to you, please.
Hi, everybody. Chandrani Banerjee here. And such a warm welcome to everybody. And the wonderful virtual field visit that you have had with Joe for the AMS program. I hope I can live up to your expectations for poultry as well. First, today we have chosen 3 farmers. So you are going to see a video for Serena Bibi, who is one of our individual farmers. And then we are going to go to Krishnanagar, which is our newest location, the 5th location, which we started in year 2018. And we are going to meet another individual farmer who has a fantastic story to say. And then we are going to meet one of our independent farmers in Kolaghat, our 4th location. And you will see how she and her family are now completely independent of our intervention, of our support, and how she has set up not only poultry as a major source of enterprise, but also other forms of income for the family, and alleviated herself and her family completely out of poverty. So Victoria, can you please help me by playing on the video of Serena Bibi?
So right now we are at Serena Bibi's house, and she is one of our individual farmers who has completed just 1 year in this month. So we will see her chicken coop. She has 6 big chickens right now, and she has sold the rest. Her husband used to work in the cities, and during lockdown, he lost his job. So they had no other source of income, and therefore she had to put in the savings from her poultry business to find something for him to be able to do. So they have purchased a second-hand van, and they take some fritters and chips and these kind of things, lentils and pulses and corns, various items of food to the local market to be able to sell that. So she found not only a business of her own, she had no income before this. So now she has some income of her own, as well as during COVID pandemic and the lockdown, she could find some money for her husband to be able to start a business for the family. ওইদিকেই তাকিয়ে বলুন।
বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে, ওই লকডাউন পুরোই বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে।
Okay, so during the lockdown, he says he has lost his job. He had no hopes. So his wife suddenly gave him this very, very pleasant surprise, saying she has kept some money aside for him to be able to build this van and sell these things. So this is what he sells. একটু দেখান কিছু বেচেছে?
না, কিছু নেই আর।
কিছুই বেচেনি? I have just asked him to show us some leftovers that he could not sell in the market, and he's saying nothing remains to be shown because his vessels are empty and there's nothing left. So he has sold for the morning shift. He is again going to make some and go back to the marketplace in the evening and sell some more. They also sell eggs. ওইটা দেখা, ওই যে ডিম যে বিক্রি করে ওইটা দেখা। So they sell eggs in that. Serena is going to show us some eggs which they sell. So this has actually become their primary source of earning, and they want to build it more and more when they get into the group model and build a bigger coop to be able to do poultry as well as this business permanently as an independent farmer. Their dream is to be able to open a shop in the marketplace and sell tea, toast, eggs, omelette, lentils. So that is their dream. So Serena Bibi here is quite happy with her enterprise, and she's planning to graduate to our group model so that she is able to become independent in another 1 or 1.5 years time. She is thanking Shivya, she is thanking our team, and she is thanking her LSP Rajesh, who has given her a lot of support during the pandemic. আচ্ছা, যখন লকডাউন চলছিল তখন তো রাজেশ আসতে পারতো না, তখন ও কিভাবে আপনাকে এইসবের ইয়ে করতো? ও ফোন টোন করতো? হ্যাঁ, ফোন করতো, আমরা করতো। আচ্ছা, কিছু সমস্যা হ্যাঁ বলে দিত, আমরা যেতে পারি না লকডাউনে। ওকে, শি ইজ সেইং দ্যাট রাজেশ, একটু সামনে আমার দিকে, she is saying that Rajesh, her LSP, has given her a lot of support during the pandemic. He used to call regularly twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. She had to take advice from him if the chickens were not well or whatever the problems were. She used to give him a call and get it resolved. So he had actually helped her a lot to be able to run this business even during the pandemic and the lockdown situation. She is extremely happy with his service, and that's what she's telling us. So that's Serena Bibi. We are extremely proud of her and her story and how she is moving ahead so enthusiastically to do even better. So now we are going to go live at Krishnanagar and meet our supervisor and our LSP and the farmer who they are taking us to. So Showman.
Namaskar, Showman.
Showman. Namaskar, madam. Welcome. Namaskar, madam. Welcome.
Namaskar.
Showman is very excited today. Then we have, he is the supervisor of our Krishnanagar location, and he has been promoted from our familiar location. And then now we are going to meet the LSP, Shonjeev. So we'll wait for Shonjeev. That's Shonjeev. Shonjeev is our LSP. And now they are going to take us to meet Lakshmi. Lakshmi is our farmer. She is the guest star of the evening, and we are going to meet her now. So that is Lakshmi, Lakshmi Kundu. She is 36 years old. Namaskar, Namaskar Lakshmi. And she has 5 members in her family. Lakshmi has 3 sons. And before the poultry program, she of course did not have any source of income. And her eldest son had to drop out of the school very sadly when he was 15, as he repeatedly could not pass his class examinations. Because in the villages, of course, children go to government schools, but they do not have a very high or a very even average quality of education there. Teachers are absent. They are busy taking private tuition, so they don't attend the schools and take regular classes. So even to pass their class examinations, they need to go for private tuitions, very small amounts like 1.5 or 2 pounds per month per child. But that's very small amount, but even that they cannot afford, the poor parents like Lakshmi. Now, what has happened is her husband used to work in the city, and during pandemic, he lost his job and he had to come back home, not only penniless, but also sick because of the poor living conditions there during the pandemic. So what Lakshmi has done, for not only does she do her poultry, she saves money from her profits, and she provides private tuition to her 2 younger sons to be able to continue their school. Lakshmi not only is happy sending her 2 boys to school continuously, and they are now passing their exams, so she is extremely proud of them. But when her husband came back home, jobless, penniless, sick, she could give the money for his treatment, for his medicines, for seeing a doctor. And not only that, when he got well, she even gave him some more money to be able to start another business that he could manage. So I'm asking her to take us to her husband, who will show us very proudly what he is doing. So she has saved money from her poultry business for him to be able to start the vegetable business. 3 cheers for her. Team Shivya is extremely proud of her, because now she has some kind of income from her husband due to this vegetable business. And the eldest son has also very enthusiastically joined the father in helping him plucking the vegetables and collecting them from the farmers in the farm fields and taking them to the local market to sell them together. You can see the enthusiasm. We can't see their mouths because of the mask, but you can see their eyes. They are really, really happy about what they are doing and being able to do. I'm asking her from our poultry program, 1 or 2 things which she absolutely loves about.
ভালো লেগেছে এটা আপনাদের আমরা ছেলে পিলে পড়াশোনা করাই এই মুরগি পুষে সবজি ব্যবসা করে আর কাজে কিছু লাগাই খুব ভালো লেগেছে
Can you see her eyes smiling? She is absolutely proud of her children going to school. They are stars for her, and they are going to fulfill her dreams one day. They are going to get a job, perhaps a government job, if she can continue them to keep studying. And her husband has taken the lead in saying that he is also extremely happy doing the vegetable business, and he is planning to be there doing this and not go back to the city. So that's Lakshmi, and we are really proud of her.
Thank you, Chandrani. Thank you, Lakshmi.
Thank you, Lakshmi.
Namaskar. Namaskar.
Now we are going to go and meet Arati Bera. She is our independent farmer. Shantu is our field supervisor, and Jayanti is our female LSP there. Let me give you a little bit of background about Arati.
Arati has 6 members in her family, and that includes her husband, her son, and his family. She is 48 years old, and her husband used to be an agricultural laborer. Of course, they did not have work throughout the year because during lean seasons of monsoon and sometimes after the harvesting season, they don't have work in the fields. So that's Shantu, our field supervisors, and that is Arati Bera. I think his connectivity has a little bit of a problem. So what happened is Aarti got her daughter married off at a very early age of 16. And the son also left school and he had to join his father in the farm fields. Aarti herself did not have any income of her own. Close to 3 years back, she met our LSP Jayanti in a women's village meeting. And then she got very interested in a poultry program. Jayanti also motivated her and took her to see other women who were doing this already. And then she enrolled into a program after qualifying by filling the social impact form. So she was one of the very, very poor households in that locality. Now, what has happened is that Aarti, in 2.5 years' time, almost 3 years now, she became complete. She first came into a group model, did very well, and became completely independent of our support and service. Now she has taken poultry as a major business in the family. Well, let me tell you, like she has built, which is her dream shop, she says, is her tea stall with the profits from her income. Not only that, she has also motivated her husband to start a firewood business during the lean times in the villages, because in the villages firewood sells. Everybody cooks with the firewood. So that is her, and that is her tea stall. You can see a small tea stall just next to her, where she sells chips, omelets, toasts, biscuits, tea. Just before the lockdown in February 2020, she became completely independent of Shivia's support, and she is pursuing the enterprise on her own. So that is what I have to show you about Aarti. I'm so sorry the connectivity didn't work, so we could not actually see her live.
Never mind, Chandrani. Thank you so much.
That always happens, Ollie. I'm so sorry.
No. It's part of the course of working in the more remote areas. But thank you, and thank you to everybody at Kollegat location for coming on and sharing their stories.
Today we have come to visit Kamala Mandal. She is our poultry farmer who had been working with us for the last 2 years, and now she has graduated from the group model to being an independent farmer. So we will meet her just now. So here is Mrs. Kamala Mandal. She will tell me how she has developed this into an independent enterprise which goes into her family's and income. So these are her chickens. You can see them behind. So I shall ask her a couple of questions. Kamala di, আপনি এটা কখন শুরু করেছেন? বছর আড়াই আগে। আচ্ছা। She says close to 2.5 years she has started this program. তখন কটা করে নিতেন? ওই 10টা 15টা 50টা এরকম। She started with 10-20 and later she built this coop and this coop. So now she has more than 100 chickens in her coop, and she is doing it commercially and selling in the market. let us walk here. So this is chicken feed. She has started this chicken feed business. You know, they buy sacks of chicken feed and they sell it in the market. So during lockdown, what happened is they could not keep the shop open. So they got orders from other farmers in her group as well as some individual farmers who are around for the feed, which her son took to their houses, to their doorstep. So that gave an income in the family. So that is how they survived during the COVID pandemic and the lockdown situation. She will be very happy to show us the shop and come with us and pose in front of her shop, which she is so proud of. So this is Kamala's shop. She is showing us her shop very proudly. It is a small shop but gives quite a significant income with which she runs her family. This space is currently on rent for 1,000 rupees per month, which is about 10 pounds, close to 10 pounds. So this space costs around 250 pounds, and it is her dream to save that money from her poultry business as well as from the feed business, and to be able to buy this space for her son for the future. And this shop is just on the main road, so it will give her family a very good income in the future if she is able to buy the space. So I wish she is successful one day and she becomes the proud owner of this place, and why only this space but maybe some other spaces around her, and make her shop a significant source of income for her entire family.
So I hope that gives you all a sense of the work we are doing, and most importantly, the impact of the PDS and AMS programs. And I know from a few of the chat questions here and questions in advance that many of you are interested in too, in how we have responded to COVID. So what we've tried to do is to be very responsive, to be nimble, to be flexible, and adapt to this unprecedented situation. So firstly, what we did in March was when the lockdown happened, we helped to educate our farmers about COVID, about the importance of hygienic practices and social distancing, given the huge number of migrant labourers returning home to the villages. We then got permissions for all our staff to move around the villages in lockdown. And because we had the NMAR reach through our field staff, we were able to distribute basic foods and goods such as sanitary napkins for the women and other things they couldn't access. We also distributed COVID-related products such as masks and hand sanitizers and soaps. And now lockdown is over, we're helping these very poor families to get back on their 2 feet again through our programs, which you've seen the impact of today. And the demand for these programs has never felt more important or greater than we're experiencing right now. You know, a lot of you have actually asked me very kindly in advance about how you can support Shibir and the families, you know, we exist to support. And as you know, COVID has had a real impact on fundraising for the charity sector, with events being cancelled right, left and centre. And you know, for us in particular, our annual House of Commons event dinner was cancelled, the London Marathon was cancelled, the Royal Parks Half Marathon was cancelled, as well as many other events that we participate in. So instead, what we're doing is we're putting huge efforts into the Big Give Christmas Challenge, which runs between the 1st and the 8th of December. And we need to raise £25,000 online that week to release the £25,000 of match funding that we've already secured. So any contributions, whatever size, will be hugely appreciated. And we'll follow up today with a link to the Big Give Christmas Challenge, which we'd love it if you could spread far and wide so we can hit that target. And on that note, there are some of the pledgers who got us that initial £25,000 on the call today, who I'd like to thank very much, because you've enabled us to be in the pool to then be eligible for this match funding. So before we finish, I think Victoria would like to take a quick photo of us all in memory of our first large-scale virtual field trip to India. So Tori, I think you're going to put everybody up and just ask.
Well, yeah, I'm just going to ask everybody now to start their videos.
We can actually see everybody, which would be nice. So maybe a little wave.
This is 1, 2, and finally, last page. Here we go. Capture that shot. Excellent.
So I just want to say thank you all for giving us your time and for being with us today. It does mean a lot for us, and especially for our team 6,000 miles away in the villages, working their socks off day in, day out, going above and beyond every day for the families we exist to serve. So thank you for being with us and for supporting us. And I can't wait till we can actually get you out physically to the field, but here was something in the interim.